Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request, this time for Walter. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or reviews, topics, re-reviews, commentaries, reactions, what have you, please feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, he wanted me to do another versus, this time a 3-movie versus. Dumb and Dumber, the original, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, and Wedding Crashers. And I think he said that for him, the easy win is Wedding Crashers, which I very much disagree, because I think Wedding Crashers is easily the worst of the three, and I'm not really a fan of the film at all, because I think the film is not that funny. I think it's vastly overrated. I think it's mean-spirited, and I'll get to that in a minute. So the question was, for me, is which do I like more, Dumb and Dumber or Harold and Kumar? Now, I think most people would answer Dumb and Dumber, rightfully. I mean, understandably so. But I actually would go with Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Now, Dumb and Dumber I'm much more nostalgic for. Dumb and Dumber I saw quite a few times throughout the years of my youth. I thought Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels did a great job together. And like I say, they worked well together. It's very funny. It's definitely one of the highlights of Jim Carrey's career. But I thought Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle has a little bit more intrigue with me. As much as I like Dumb and Dumber, Harold and Kumar, especially the first one, really attached to me in some weird way. Maybe because it was ahead of its time in showcasing how these two guys who are usually were sidekicks or would be pushed into sidekicks in typical movies were actually given the lead. And they talked a little bit about the racial stuff, but it doesn't go overboard like it would today. Today it'd be just a woke fest. To me, this did it in a very creative way that still dealt with the characters, but still stuck with the fact that it's a weed movie. It's a weed comedy movie. It's a very goofy, silly movie. It didn't deviate its path, but there's a little bit in there that you looked into that I thought gave a little bit of social commentary, but at the same time it didn't overshadow entertainment, which is a problem with a lot of movies today. If you want to have your social commentary, you want to have that, you can, but don't let it overshadow the entertainment. I thought Harold and Kumar did that fairly well. And also, there's a lot of silly, goofy stuff in it, but there's nothing that I really want to fast forward. Like Dumb and Dumber, as much as I like the film, anytime it gets to the scene with Jeff Daniels on the toilet, I just fast forward the scene. I don't need to see and hear Jeff Daniels shitting on a toilet for 5 minutes. And his ass blasting throughout the porcelain gods. I don't need to hear it. I've never been a fan of that kind of shit, literally and figuratively. So, that scene alone makes it so that, well, that's one scene, at least, that I do fast forward. I don't really fast forward any scenes in Harold and Kumar. Even some of the weird stuff, like the dream scenes. And the dream scenes I actually think have a bit of creativity. And as much as I like Dumb and Dumber, just the idea of the simple idea of we need to go to this fast food place. In a weird way, its simplicity of that is almost endearing and relatable. The movie has a lot of crazy shit in it that's not relatable, whether it be meeting Chris Maloney with all the makeup on, and whether it be the silly scene where they're on that animal and it's really bad CGI and they're riding it, the cheetah, all that jazz. And like I said, as much as I like Dumb and Dumber, In a weird way, even though it's been so long, it still feels new and fresh to me. I know, again, I know that doesn't make sense, but like Dumb and Dumber, I saw so many times back in the day that because I feel so used to it, and Harold Kumar go to White Castle, like I said, in a weird way, the freshness of it still makes it where if I'm picking, I'm like, let me watch this first. Let me relive that movie first. I know that might not make much sense, but it's just how my brain operates. Both are films where the two lead guys work very well together and they have great chemistry with each other. Both have a lot of silly, crazy antics. Dumb and Dumber has a lot of great scenes. A parakeet's head all falling off. That bit. You sold my dead bird to a kid? He didn't even have a head. Harry, I took care of it. It also doesn't help that it had a really bad sequel that kind of doesn't hurt the original that much, but like a little smidge of it. And unless it's like one of my favorite films of all time, like Aliens, there are times where a sequel you kind of with the same actors and the same stuff they're going through, and yeah, can sometimes tarnish it a little bit. While Harold Kumar, I like the two sequels. I don't like them as much as the first one, but I do like them. It is a bit depressing that after this film that Jim Carrey's character just decided to fake his coma for over a decade or so, and it just felt more sad and pathetic than anything in that sequel. While in Harold Kumar, by the end of the third movie, it seemed like they got shit together. They're celebrating Christmas together. John Cho's character has this beautiful lady and beautiful house, and her family likes him. And Cal Penn's character, Kumar, seems like he's getting shit together. He's back with his lady. See, they're gonna be, they're friends together again. They're gonna be hanging out for. Let's assume there's never a movie ever again. That means they're hanging out with the rest of their life, and they just still smoke a joint every once in a while. That has a nice endearing effect, and in a way, weird subliminal way, you think about that, at least with me, when I'm watching like the first movie. And like I said, I like that little social commentary into it. I always thought it was interesting when I first saw it, and the extreme guys and how much of an asshole they are. Some of the fun cameos like Ryan Reynolds and such. And don't get me wrong, I love Dumb and Dumber. But like I said, Harold Kumar Go to White Castle, it came out of nowhere and was just such a nice surprise. I still have that lingering memory. Like Dumb and Dumber, even as a kid, I just assumed it would be good because of Ace Ventura: Nature Calls and enjoying that film and The Mask. So I watched Dumb and Dumber. Harold Kumar, I had no expectations. I mean, okay, it's these two guys I never heard of, and they're going to go to a fast food place. All right, and then who are these guys and what's going on? And I'm like, okay, they said a lot of fun. And Wedding Crashers, like I said, it's easily the least of the three because I do think it's mean-spirited. People may go, well, what does that mean? What I mean by that is Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn's characters are not likable. They're pieces of trash people. They're pieces of trash human beings. And then on the flip side, Vince Vaughn, the running joke with him is this girl keeps raping him. She keeps pushing sex or tying him up, and he doesn't want it. And then ultimately he starts to enjoy it. And my question is, imagine if that was reversed. Imagine if that was a guy doing that to a girl. Imagine if Vince Vaughn was doing it to the girl. It wouldn't be made. It just wouldn't be fucking made. But it's this Catch-22, the hypocritical nature that on the flip side, then it's supposedly funny. I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was really lame, and I mean when I saw it again, I forget if it was. I think someone had asked for a review. I could be wrong. It was hard for me to sit through it. And by the end of the finale, I'm like, I don't buy this love story that Owen Wilson has. His character felt like a dickhead because Vince Vaughn is almost baiting him to leave because this girl is assaulting him and he's just brushing it off. I mean, that kind of stuff was handled a little bit better probably in the first Horrible Bosses among some other films, but. Or tries so hard for shock value in terms of humor. I thought the love story between Owen Wilson and the girl, there was lack of chemistry. And like I said, I never understood the love Wedding Crashers got. Never understood the big box office it got. If I want Vince Vaughn, I'll go watch Swingers. I think Swingers is a much more genuinely funny movie. Hell, I'd rather go watch Dodgeball. I could deal with that movie. And Owen Wilson, if I want to watch him, I'll watch, Behind Enemy Lines. I'll watch Shanghai Noon, even Shanghai Nights. There's other Owen Wilson films I would rather watch. So, like I said, I'm not a fan. I really didn't care if he got back together with his girl at the end of the film. I'm actually thinking, I know I'm in the middle of nowhere, so there are chickens out there literally pissed. I'm talking about Wedding Crashers. They're protesting. They're on strike too, just like the strike in Hollywood. They're on strike too. Protesting. I'm talking about Wedding Crashers. But yeah, I could never get into the film. Never thought the film was funny. Never thought the film was entertaining. And to be perfectly honest, I've forgotten a lot of the movie. That says a lot. But Dumb and Dumber, I can remember the beginning of the film, Austria, think it is Australia, let's have another trip of the Barbie. I would say, in all fairness, Dumb and Dumber has the more memorable lines of dialogue. But Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, I enjoy their journey a bit more. And like I say, it's a hard choice. Just like I said, Dumb and Dumber is a really good film. It's just I think it's like Terminator 2, where I think Terminator 2 is a damn good movie, but I've seen it so many times, which I know is weird because there's films I see countless times. I don't know if you like the film, but it's not one of your favorites of all time. But you've seen it so many times, it's like you get this feeling that you're so used to it that. It's not that it's anything bad about it, it's just. Can I just go watch something else instead? I don't know what it is about it. Like I said, I can't put my finger on it. It's hard for me to explain. But yeah, and again, I know the surprise choice for me is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. But like I said, if I'm thinking which I would rather put in right now, I put in Harold and Kumar, then Dumb and Dumber. It'd be a good double feature. You can't go wrong picking either choice. Wedding Crashers, though, I think is easily the worst of the three. So, that's just me. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.